Hey everybody, Brian Good here with you guys with an early alert. Quick update, getting you through Derby here. I had a moment to do analyze some things, and plus we got a little more active weather to talk about as we get closer to Oaks, especially. All right, even Thursday, some issues may begin to develop. All right, today, not bad at all. We're looking good outside. Another day where we're talking about blue sky overhead, and temperatures continue to warm up nicely. High pressure, obviously, you control the Ohio Valley. I mean, there's just nothing going on anywhere close by. All of it's to the west of us, where your showers and thunderstorms are taking place. In fact, that is where the severe potential will be for today. We'll be located on the edge of the high. Same story for tomorrow. Notice it doesn't move very much, but this is where you're going to see large hail and tornadoes back into Kansas City, Tornado Alley, if you will. Then we get into Thursday, and notice we don't have the enhanced area showing up yet. It begins to see a slight weakening trend, but notice that it does get closer to us here into wave country. In fact, it includes the low end risk, marginal, level 1, if you will, out of 5 as we head into Indiana for Thursday afternoon. So how does that play out for us when it comes to the Republic Bank Pegasus Parade? Well, let's walk you through the steps here. First off, for the short term, looking good, as I mentioned this afternoon, temperatures in the lower 80s. Tomorrow, a few more clouds around, but still looking good. With temperatures climbing into the mid-80s, it looks like, as we into Wednesday. The wind's going to ramp up, too, because now we're getting closer to that front, so the wind gust tomorrow even will be up there closer to 30 miles per hour. So if you're heading to the boats, it will be windy. It's windier, of course, on the boat itself. I'll be on the Belle of Cincinnati. Kevin Harned will be on the Belle of Louisville. Then we get into Thursday. Now we're getting some unstable air that's going to be developing here right ahead of the actual front as we get into Thursday afternoon. So Thursday morning's fine. Thursday afternoon, thunderstorms develop right in unstable air, but notice what happens. They have a limit to them. They can't really push all the way into Kentucky. They kind of just fade out, and everything kind of resets again before we deal with the next round with the actual front on Oaks Day. But it's initial firing in Indiana before they fade out in Kentucky. That's what we need to watch for the impact for the parade itself there. And looking at the PWatts, I don't know, it's hard to see. Here's Louisville right here. This is where your best moisture is going to be in the purple, right ahead of the front. And notice that once it gets past that line, once it gets into Bullitt County, Grayson County, even Hardin County, once the thunderstorms try to even build into that area and south and east of that, they will fade out. So this thing's got its limits. Indiana is certainly more of a target area for them to initiate, but how far into Kentucky, that is the question. And when you look at the wind profile, here's the other issue, is that you read this right to left, and this is the ground level down here, and your clouds, and your higher levels of atmosphere way up in here. So as we go right to left in time, here we are with the wind. I mean, windy even as we did tomorrow morning. Thursday morning looks quite windy as well. So some very gusty periods coming our way. Today is relatively calm, and our wind speeds compared to what's coming our way the next couple of days, along with the warm weather. But we into Thursday night, notice here we got some 50 to 60 knot winds showing up lower in the atmosphere. About 5,000 feet is where they try to drop down, and that's going to create a very windy setup for the parade. We've got to watch it for the inflatables. It's going to be hard to control that once they get over 15 miles per hour for sure. So certainly a low fly show is looking our way for the parade. And it may be in jeopardy in general when it comes to inflatables if some of these winds are a little more realized, even closer to the ground level. Now, what can push them closer to the ground level is a thunderstorm. And whether or not we see those in Indiana cross into Jefferson County to be able to push that down into the lower layers or not, that's still questionable. Just stay tuned. We'll keep you updated, but at least you got an idea of what we're looking at here for Thursday afternoon, Thursday night. All right, then we Oaks Day, and that's when the front itself will then recharge itself in the morning period with some showers, maybe some thunderstorms for Friday morning for Oaks. We'll get a break. Now, how much of one is questionable, because if the front is slow to move in, then we'll get another round of rain and thunder just in time for the race as we into Friday evening. We don't want that. And then we should clear things out the way it's trending out to get some drier air to work its way in here for Derby Day, and Derby will be in a better shape as long as that front can push to south and east. And that, you see there, it even gets hung up on the latest model trends at 3 in the afternoon in southeast Kentucky. So we need to keep that going. We don't want it to stall out. That would really affect the forecast greatly. When you look at the moisture, the PWatts here for Oaks Day, notice they are certainly higher in the morning. When we get into the afternoon, there's an obvious shift that happens to the south and east. So it just depends on where the front is the afternoon, whether or not we get a secondary band to develop for the race time. Right now, the models are at least alluding to that idea. So we're going to trend more than likely our percentages here for Oaks and Derby based on the idea as that system rolls on through. We're going to base on the idea that there could be some showers and some thunderstorms around, and that's the way the trend is looking as we head into that period. So we'll go with a spike early in the day and then taper it off at midday, and then we may see another spike and rain in the afternoon. Depending on when these spikes happen on Oaks Day determines how warm we get. Mid-upper 70s will look probable. And for the actual Derby, as long as we get the front south and east of us, we may have some lingering clouds close to Louisville around midday, and I think they should begin to break up. Certainly one in Indiana, but right along the Ohio River, they should begin to break up. It's more of a cumulus field, and you should get some sun rays. And the quicker we do that, the warmer we can get. Right now, we got temperatures well into the 70s. They could go higher. So that's how it looks today, guys. Stay tuned. We'll see how it all looks as we get closer on this interesting weather week here into Wave Country.